First, though, millions of American retirees can look forward to an increase in their monthly Social Security benefit with the Social Security Fairness Act.
Financial expert Terry Savage joins us now. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning. A lot going on.
Before we get to Social Security, let's talk about interest rates in the new year.
Okay, that's very interesting. I bet if you asked a bunch of people and said, what's going on with interest rates? They would say, oh, yeah, I know the Fed's cutting, rates are falling. But that's not what's happening. In fact, since the Fed started cutting interest rates last September, long-term interest rates on the 10-year Treasury note are up a full percentage point. That's the rate that's used to set mortgage rates. So you see, the Fed can cut its short-term rates to the banks, and those have come down a little, although a 6-month T-bill, you still get about 4.3%. If you're getting less than 4% in your bank CD or money market, find a better place or buy T-bills. But mortgage rates are up, going higher. They're now over 7% because there's a concern, well, good news about the strength of the economy and borrowing needs, a growing concern about how much the federal deficit will be and how much borrowing the government will do, and uncertainty over the next administration. Offset that a little bit, that America is still the best place to invest, so money comes here. That takes some of that pressure off. But in your life, interest rates are going up for mortgages, and your credit card interest rates are going up, not down. So don't be surprised.
All right, talk about the Social Security Fairness Act and what it means.
Okay, well, there has been since the early 80s an offset. People who worked in the private sector contributed to Social Security, but then went on to be teachers or firemen or whatever it might be. If they got a public pension, their Social Security benefits that they had earned were reduced. It was called the windfall elimination provision. Amazingly, just before the end of the term, Congress got itself together, both Republicans and Democrats, to repeal the WEP and the government pension offset. President signed it into order. Now everybody's asking, okay, so when do I get my higher check, my full earned Social Security benefit? The law reads that it should be retroactive to the start of 2024. So that not only should your new checks be higher, but they should give you a catch-up check for all of 2024. You know, I've been dealing with Social Security a lot now, being in the headlines. I have no idea how long it will take them to reprogram their computers and make this happen. You don't have to apply. It's supposed to happen automatically, and I will keep you updated on that.
All right, let's get to some viewer questions. I have 3 credit card balances, this person says. Can I do one balance transfer with all of those cards?
Maybe, but likely not. People are trying to get away from those 23% average, but some paying 27, 29% on credit cards by transferring their balance. There are a number of card offers out there. You can find them at creditcards.com for balance transfers. They'll give you maybe 15, maybe 21 months of zero interest payments. That's supposed to be the time where you pay off the balance, because afterward you can be sure that the interest rate is going to jump even higher than you're paying now. You may be able to transfer 1 or 2, doubtful that they will accept 3. You have to have good credit anyway to be able to make the transfer. So go search them out. Just be aware of any fees, be aware of how long the rate stays at 0, and what happens if you make new purchases on that card. The idea, use that time and pay it off.
All right, next question. I was married to my ex-wife for 11 years. I remarried, but unfortunately divorced again. Can I collect Social Security under my first wife?
Look, people get very upset about this, but the law reads that if you were married for 10 years, even though you subsequently remarried and divorced, and if you have been divorced for 2 years, and if you're over 62, you can claim benefits on that first ex's record. Why would you do that? Because his or hers is larger than your benefit. So, or half of his or hers is larger than your benefits. So you want to go to socialsecurity.gov or maximizemysocialsecurity.com to find out what is the best deal for you. And yes, this person can go back and collect on the ex.
All right, another question. I'm a single woman in my late 50s making just under $100,000 a year. I've just begun contributing 8% to my 401k. My employer just announced they are now offering a Roth option in our 401k. Should I contribute to the Roth?
Yeah, do we have a Roth at Channel 9? And the option is to not take the deduction with a Roth, but to have all the money grow tax-free And down the road, there are no minimum distribution requirements when you retire if you have a Roth. And I would strongly advise everybody who can, especially younger people who may not even really need this deduction now, to let the money grow tax-free. If you have a Roth option at work, at least put half in it. And if you're getting older and you want to avoid those RMDs down the road, make all your contributions into the Roth. The investment options are the same. The question is, do you get the deduction now, or does it come out tax-free later?
All right, here's a question. My son is 24 and has been at his career job for 7 months. He lives at home to save money and is ready to buy or rent. He would like to put down $12,000 and have a monthly payment of $1,600 to $1,800 max. What should he do?
Ooh. Okay, I think this is a bit premature. First of all, good that he's living at home and saving money and saving up enough for a down payment. But this is his first job. He doesn't know where he's going to move. He doesn't know whether it's going to be in the city or somewhere else. So while I always think young people should start out buying a home, he should, number one, save up more money. So keep him at home. That might be tough for a while to save more money. When it does come time, if he wants to buy, he should look up. There's some great first-time homebuyer programs here in Illinois. The Illinois Housing Development Authority, IDA, has a list of programs where they will help with the down payment. Not everywhere, it has to be in certain geographical areas. But one other warning, it's not just collecting the down payment to buy this home. It's to realize that suddenly you have other obligations, property taxes and insurance, of course. But in addition to that, whenever anything goes wrong, you need a reserve to fix it. So don't rush in after 7 months at work to buying a house, I would suggest.
All right, Terry, if you want to ask Terry a question, you can go to terrysavage.com. Thanks a bunch.
Thanks.
Thanks, Terry. Time for On Town.
Hey, Anna.